Okay, and we are back. So, time to do one more stage. Can we go talk to Clown Man? Maybe, later. Turbo Man. Oh, Abwin, finally I get to see the person I'm actually rooting for. Feels like I've only been seeing that idiot Presto running around these contests and showing off. Their ridiculous attitude annoys me to no end. No respect for the sport. I wish I could just ram straight into him. Good luck out there, Abwin, because you're the one who actually has respect. So, 127, and then Springman bouncing at the bottom too. Mint Candy Matrix by Sir Sins. With an overall score of 44. What are these low scores? Creativity, huh? Okay. Design's quite high though. Shin gave 22. Of course they did. Ooh. Just an element, so this one might be short. Killman. Okay. Mint Candy Matrix, huh? Let's see what we got then. Oh, it is using Sheepman tile sets. But it doesn't have the Sheepman song, so we've got Chillman instead. Ellie. Oh, why Magma Shockwave as the only one? Only Magma Shockwave? Okay, well, backup strats. I wanted that board, but... Ooh. Oh, I blundered. Yep, yes, I realized. Matrix, so that's why Sheepman definitely fits for that. Wait, I just did it again! I meant to... I thought about it, right? And then did the same mistake again. It all happened so fast that I don't really have much time to think. And then when I did think, I still got it wrong. So you want to jump on the red first. There we go. These feel like the Mega Man 10 shield attackers. A very tiny boss gate. Well, taking away my utility and weapons, except the magma weapon, is always a risk in terms of enjoyability and fun. I could so make you go to space, couldn't I? Ow. And well, there's no secret, so we are just heading from point A to point B in this stage. Oh, I see that spike. Spike drop. What? Well, technically a spike drop, yes. Another boss gate. Another snakey. Now we're starting to get fancy. I guess I'm just jumping, yes. Better start thinking fast. I like the challenges here. Oh. No! Why can that happen? No, seriously. I was squished in Bakery Man plenty as well. That feels wrong. That doesn't feel like that should be able to happen. But it can. It's weird. And I almost let it happen again. And I did let it happen again. Why? What is the collisions here? I'm pretty sure in other stages those platforms just drop me straight through, but here, or as of late in the stages, they've just been squishing me. That doesn't feel right. I gotta say, Chillman's theme doesn't really fit here. I don't mind listening to it, but it really does not fit. Oh, that's a fake met, isn't it? Oh. I see the spikes. I almost jumped into the spike. Oh, looks like that's it for the stage though. Quick Man! Are you gonna surprise me? Or is it box standard Quick Man? You know, fighting you on flat ground is really easy. You always have to slide under his second jump, because his second jump will throw quick boomerangs. If you know that much, and you can slide under it when it's flat ground, then Quickman is actually a relatively straightforward fight. If you have his Mega Man 2 arena, can't really slide underneath him every single time, so it makes it a bit more difficult. Yeah, this stage looks like it's going to be... That's it. This is going to be a super short video. Let's see what the judges thought of it, huh? Mick, 48. This level has nothing to do with mints or candy, though I suppose it is a minty green. As a whole, this level is alright, at least when it comes to gimmick execution. It covers the basics that you want to hit, introducing sheep blocks and concrete platforms, and steadily ramping them up to become more difficult. It's short and efficient, which isn't the worst thing to be. The setups even manage to feel creative, certainly. I haven't seen them combined in the same ways this place does. Unfortunately, the enemy design is kind of a mess. I remember a large variety of all of which used once or twice with little fanfare. Big Snakey has some fanfare at least, though the first encounter being the more complicated one is a bit backwards. Red Sniper Joe is also an exception, but he's really easy to take out from afar, even with basically every weapon disabled. But Max Shot, which makes me wonder why this bothered disabling things, and the final spike ceiling is easily ignored, combined with tiles that don't animate and music that doesn't loop properly, and the rest of the level is on the mediocre end. Respectable gimmick design, but this needs to work on the rest. Also, maybe being a little longer wouldn't hurt. Shin, 22. Well, first off, why is every weapon locked out except for magnetic shockwave? I personally can't think of any good reason for this, since there's nothing in this level that seems to warrant it. Aside from that, this is an incredibly short stage with very little going on. The only notable things here include a think fast moment of a concrete man platform, which will dump you into some spikes if you don't react quick enough. And the final section of the level, which has some tightly timed platforming involving the sheep man block. The idea of making you jump into the next position once the block is split is certainly different, but it's not exactly practical or much fun either. Really, that's about all there is for this stage. It certainly could have benefited from being a lot longer and having more involved challenges. That much is certain. Batchy 57. Will you take the blue mint or the red mint? Matrix reference, let's go. It's a decent little level, even though it has that somewhat unpolished feeling, as evidenced by the sheepman towel set not animating, music not looping properly, one of the checkpoint respawn putting the player in midair, etc. I do like how the stage utilizes the sheepman block gimmick in various ways, definitely the strong point of the stage. Also neat when it starts interacting with the up and down platform, though it does get a bit repetitive towards the end, where you just wait for the wall to disappear and jump at the right moment to the next near identical obstacle. Quickman is a fine way to sum up this quick little stage. Flashman 36. I can kind of see how certain foreground tiles might be casually described as mint candy. Sheepman graphics, if they were animated, would be reminiscent of the film The Matrix. The title partially makes sense, the gameplay does not. Disappearing blocks and rising/falling platforms are central gimmicks. The combination is different enough but not terribly interesting or effective. All the most overused enemies in the franchise make a cameo, serving up stale challenges that merely look unique because there's a gimmick nearby, which has no bearing on the combat unless the player makes truly poor survival decisions. Other assets including Quickman and a stray spring show up just long enough to make me wonder why they're there. The difficulty stems mainly from dying suddenly after entering a new screen due to either having no time to react to an immediate hazard, mistaking a pit for a screen transition, or entering at a perfectly valid angle that leads directly into a wall or pit. Inexplicably, every special weapon is absent except magnetic shockwave, which for all the good it does outside the boss fight, might as well have been disabled too. Despite lacking a bit of finesse in the implementation, appropriate checkpoints and sufficiently frequent power-ups keeps this length conscious. Oddly scrolling, averse level moving. The music is inoffensive, but improperly looped and seemingly out of place. Nicely patterned background adds some personality to the aesthetic. I like racing across turn and rising falling platforms to grab a perilous power-up. That's the kind of meaningful complexity this level needs. Getting the jump timing right in a series of disappearing wall floor combos is decently satisfying. Fighting a Joe with spikes overhead would have been great if the spikes actually posed a threat. The final stretch is not without its hiccups, but it's tasked to tell a story that I wish the rest of the level were a part of. And Ace 57, another example of adding sniper jokes to a stage and making it significantly worse. When will people learn? I know that there are only 3 of them, but they are so horrendously out of place it brings the whole level down. They completely break any flow that the player gets into. Waste the player's time and aren't remotely challenging. The cheeky one on top of the checkpoint is not appreciated either. Aside from that, the stage varies wildly in quality with some very interesting challenges, but some very frustrating does. The stage comes alive whenever the sheepman blocks are utilized, with every instance being a new challenge. This works especially well during the final stretch when combined with the concrete man platform, which offers a novel timing challenge that doesn't outstay its welcome. On the other hand, the enemies in the level were almost entirely irrelevant and often detracted from the stage. The one major exception is the first big snaky, which is a neat, if out of place, take on the mid-boss. This is then let down by the second big snaky being worse in just about every way. Quickman was a neat negative to the level, net negative to the level, especially as you did not have any weapons that were effective. You don't really need them. It's quite straightforward on the background, like I explained. Ditto with the Joes. Graphically, the level ended up being quite dull as it lacked the animation the original Sheepman stage had, robbing your level of life and any cohesion. I didn't think the music fit particularly well, but I admit that I may have a bias there, as I know it is from an ice level, so the score has not suffered. Here, yeah, similar to the previous entry, this stage was also rather short, but it was interesting having to wait and time jumps to the next screen of sheepman blocks, which I've not seen done before. But like Mick said, this stage maybe, in fact it did really need to be longer, because as is, it has some nice ideas, but it really needs to utilize them a bit more. And like I said, having the background animated would have certainly added more flavour to the whole Matrix aspect that the stage was going for. Not a bad stage, but one which could be a bit better if more care was taken with it. Nonetheless, it was a fine stage, so good job on that. And with that, I'm going to leave this recording session here. So, we've got 3 stages in. The first one today was still very, very enjoyable. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, and I'll see you in the next recording session. So then, take care.